Hail and well met. I'm the one saying the first stuff this time. Welcome to Dungeon Scrawlers, our special episode, the Landshark tank. And we'll give you some more info on that as we get into it. But first, we have our usual sort of like cool giveaways and awesome sponsors and that sort of thing. So I'm going to tell you about our first sponsor. The Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Frida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels novels. I did not write them. Aaron M. Evans wrote them, but I'll tell you about them anyway. They're great. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. This is an old list, but anywhere, lots of places. Nintendo Switch.
All the places.
Electronic devices, all that kind of stuff. For more information, check out idlechampions.com. And our other partners are Phoenix Dice and Norse Foundry, both at those websites, who make cool dice. Norse Foundry makes metal dice, and Phoenix Dice makes recycled materials dice.
Hello, I'm Yang Wang, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the charities, but also the two giveaways that we have today. Rhiannon just recently mentioned Phoenix Dice, and we're actually doing a giveaway for Phoenix Dice today. So Phoenix Dice makes their dice from 100% recycled materials. If you want to enter to win one set of your choice from their website, along with one of their dice trays, type in !ticket into the chat. Anybody in the world may enter this giveaway. The other giveaway that we're doing today is for a novel, a paperback novel called Yimmer that just recently came out. Here's my copy. You can't win this copy, but we have two other copies for you that are brand spanking fresh and new. And Yimmer, what is it about, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, viewer. Drawing inspiration from Beowulf, Larson weaves a tense far future story of powerful technology, family trauma, and complicated politics. Yorick Metu, the butcher, fled his frozen home planet of Yimmer after massacring a group planning a rebellion against the company that controls Yimmer, earning himself a terrifying reputation. After 20 years away, Yorick is called back to kill a Grendel, a dangerous, sentient technological relic from an alien civilization. While doing reconnaissance, he discovers his estranged brother, Thello, who once shot Yorick's jaw off, has survived the recent attacks and has somehow learned to communicate with the Grendels. Thello forces Yorick to swallow a machine, oh my god, that Thello can detonate remotely if Yorick does not do as he's told, namely, to help Thello and the Grendels plot to topple the company. When etc., etc., etc. Larson layers the plot with dreams and flashbacks that create a deep sense of his characters, and the non-stop action and violence keep the pages flying. Fans of finely crafted, high-intensity sci-fi stories will really enjoy this. I think also like something cool about this author is one of his short stories appeared in what was it? Love, Sex, and Robots. Yeah, Love, Death, and Robots. Love, Death, and Robots.
Something like that.
Yeah.
For last season. So that is !enter, and that is North America only. And with that, Randy.
Hi, I'm Randy Henderson, and I guess doing a reprisal of Rogar, the Dwarf Cleric, and for this special episode, and that's me.
Okay, all right,
That's
short and sweet.
I'm an author. I wrote Fin Fancy Trilogy from Tor. You can check that out. There you go.
All right. And Idle Champions, there is a chess code that is written on the screen. So get something cool.
we're
pointing everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
Anyways, Allie, let us know about
you. Hi, everybody. I'm Alexander Pitchford, and I am a writer and game designer. And I actually have my third ever published short story, The Sunspear, coming soon. Hopefully, it's on Kickstarter right now. The anthology is called Never Too Old to Save the World. It's got 9 days to go, and we are nearly funded. So
nice.
I have the link for you in the chat shortly. But yeah, check that out. I've got a Patreon where I'm releasing a novella chapter by chapter. That's also worth checking out, and it will feature characters from The Sunspear. And tonight I'll be playing Shay. Ha! And I guess back to Yang Yang then.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain what's going on today. We just finished Arc 3 of our normal campaign, so we're playing a series of one-shots. And today's one-shot is going to be one where we play with our viewers. Yes, that's you, if you want. So we are doing a parody of the show Shark Tank, where we're going to be playing as characters from our campaign, and we have 1 million gold pieces to give away to one lucky individual who just so happens to have the right opportunity for us. And so we have asked people to sign up for this. If you are interested in giving us a pitch, type in !Discord to get a link to our Discord channel, and then just hop into the waiting room and just drop a line in stream chat to let us know that you're interested and you signed up. And then we also can know like in what order to pull you in. And we will pull you in to the voice channel called Artemisia's Parlor one by one, where you get to tell us your pitch. And we may or may not make your dreams come true. So, yes, 1 million absolutely fake gold pieces. This episode is non-canon, so it won't affect our normal story. So we're basically allowed to do whatever the heck we want and make you whatever offer that you want. So, should be fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sillier, the sillier the better, the crazier the idea, the better. The only thing I will say is that we are a PG-13 stream, so please, please, please keep that in mind.
Yes.
We will just boot people quickly. So the first person who is up is going to be Karias the Oathbound. So let me just message Karias real quick and make sure that they're ready to join in.
Rogar will say to Artemisia especially, like, I feel like part of this, I don't know about you, but we should try to make them invest in the business in Westgate, because that would employ a lot of people, and we might have, like, I mean, Westgate's undergone a lot of damage recently. Totally not our fault.
Yeah.
And totally not our fault. And, so if we can get some local investment, that would probably be good.
Well, we'll find out what Karias has in store for us. Hello, Karias, are you there? What Karias has in store for us. Hello, Karias. Oh, I hear you're listening to our stream, Karias.
No longer.
Excellent. So welcome. So thank you for being our very first participant. So how we're going to start this off is that for everybody, Rhiannon is going to give us a little description of the room that you'll be entering. And then afterwards, you will give us a description of who we're seeing and let us know how you're entering. So Rhiannon.
Okay. So the parlor of Briar House is designed around tasteful restraint rather than opulence, wavering at the edge where a knowledgeable observer might diagnose a certain budgetary limitation after certain upgrades were necessary because of holes in the walls beneath that restraint. Nevertheless, a bronze sculpture of a vaulting horse commands the attention here, a tapestry of elven bow hunters on the chase through mysterious forest there. If there's a theme, it's of movement in metal, warm with patina, dark wood furniture, and deep blue fabrics. The harmony of the distribution of furniture has been disturbed tonight. A line of couches and armchairs faces the side of the room with the fireplace. The original cleared space at the hearth enlarged to allow visitors a stage of sorts to pace or fill with their presence.
So, who is it that we see entering into this parlor?
Approaching the parlor is a very slight man, a Mohorandi man with a shaved head. He is drinking in the room, especially the older an object is, the more attention he pays to it. And he sees the four of you on chairs and greets you as follows. You are the ones who wish to help, yes?
Oh, I am always happy to help.
If it is a good investment.
Yeah,
investment.
What she said.
My investiture is very new, as is your language, so please forgive if the words are wrong. The words are very important. That's why I am here. But if the words are wrong, you must tell, yes?
We'll do our best.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Excellent. So, I am now called Karias the Oathbound, and I wish help to build a new temple and library to preserve the stories of people and places that are gone. It is an important thing for me because my people are gone, very long gone. I myself was gone until yesterday when I learned your language and many other things about what has happened to your world. So if I am permitted, I will tell a story. Is this good?
Oh, absolutely.
Please
I
do.
would love to hear this story, especially because 1 million gold is a lot for a library. So you're gonna have to really convince me.
Is
Rogar
it?
runs out, gets some beast displacer beast cheese and a drink. Oh, a story time. Okay.
Shay will kind of shift how she sits in the chair, and I might add, she's not sitting in the chair in the way a chair is supposed to be sat in. It's just kind of her way. But just I like a good story. I can't lie.
Hey, Stong, roll an insight check.
Oh, will do. Love it. I will say that in the meantime, could you quickly describe for us, like, if there's any mannerisms of his dress or his stature that would suggest to us, like, what class?
Well, this is the insight check I am offering you right now.
Perfect.
So
16.
he is dressed very plainly as if he has no money. But you notice that the clothes are very well made and they are very well fitted to his body. You also notice him squaring his shoulders and gathering breath as if he is a trained performer
Hmm.
and is about to launch into a certain type of story. A saga, if you will.
Stong uncorks a wine flask, leans back, and begins taking a long draught. He's gonna enjoy this.
In my first life, I was storyteller. You know this word, yes?
Correct.
Storyteller.
We do.
I learned the songs and legends of my people and of our God. And I learned them all, every one. I was the best storyteller. So when I was called to serve our God in the best possible way, I agreed. And then they killed me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They gave my
sucked.
life to the rest of our followers. And then I was alive again, and many years had passed. I was very happy to have been called back to serve my people because so much knowledge had been lost while I was away. Dead, I believe the word is in your language. For us, it was simply a transition, and I had come back. So I gave my knowledge again to the people, the other storytellers, to the priests who were not so knowledgeable as they should have been. And our God was very displeased. And so I taught them all the things they need to know about our God and our people and the land that we came from. And they were very happy. And we watched the new high priest ascend. And then they killed me. It was good. They shared my body with everyone, and the knowledge passed on. And then I was alive again. And again, my people had forgotten much that they should have remembered because I made them write it down. And yet the books were gone. The songs were gone. People were drawing on walls with the wrong colors. It was very bad that they had forgotten all of these things, and our God was displeased. So I shared once again the knowledge with my people, And I taught them the things that they needed to know to please our God. And I taught the high priest who was about to become. But this time I remembered what had happened before. So I taught him the importance of learning certain spells so that if they needed to ask questions, they could do so. And it was great. And everyone had learned the lessons that they needed to do. And the high priest ascended, and then they killed me. And then I woke again. And I
just want to pause for a second here and say I'm not sure if this is sounding like a very safe investment. In that I'm a little concerned that we'll invest in your temple and library, and then you will die, and it will go away, and no one will remember anything. And so it seems like we might be just throwing away our money here.
I mean, I'm with Rand. I'm with Rogar. I mean, I'd like to invest in people and not just the product or the service. And it sounds like if I invest in you as a person, you die a lot. I guess you always come back.
I have died, I believe, 300 times. And my people are long gone. And my God is long gone.
Do you invest your money wisely while you're gone so that when you come back, you've gained a lot of interest and you have,
Well, this is the end of the story. Should I skip to the end of the story?
Maybe skip a bit. Yeah, I think
you don't have to do all 300.
No,
we got the 300 death part.
Which life were we on?
299, and then
all right,
bottles of beer on the wall.
My people lost their land and their place. We lost our God, and one day they awoke on your world, and a new God had said, "Hey, stop that." And they did not listen, and they killed me. But then I was to be brought back again, I have learned, from a different God altogether. So you had on your planet time of troubles?
Yes.
Very bad time to be dead. Very bad time to be dead. But time of troubles came. The priest of Ogama, who was to bring me back. Oh, that sounds much better in your language. Agma, the priest who was to bring me back, disappears in time of troubles. Goes away. No one knows where he is. And then you have Thundering. Thundering 2. Is this the right word? No, wait. Second Thundering. Very bad time to be dead. Unless gods themselves come back to life. And one of these gods is named Thoth. Thoth learned of me and set his followers to find me because he believed that my knowledge was important and needed to be brought back to share with people. I, of course, have no say in the matter. But he sent his followers to find me. But in time of troubles, my body is gone, destroyed. Wild magic. Not so good. So then he sent his followers to find any records of me or my name or my quest and what I have done. And it took a very long time, but they found it. They found the thing. So he granted his followers the ability to bring me back to life, to bring my stories back. And he gave them this mission. And they took a year to get the words right. They had wrote the words down, crossed them out, wrote the words down, crossed them out. Ooh. Finally, they knew the right words, and they said the words, and I am alive.
That sounds like a process. That's for sure.
It has been a very hard week because I learned that the person who spoke the words, this is his body, but he is no longer here.
Oh, great. That must be a bit weird for you. So what kind of timetable are we talking here? It sounds like it took you a long time just to learn some words. I'm wondering, how long it's going to take you to learn how to, and get the followers to build an entire temple and
Create a whole
Well-
library.
like when would we see a return on the investment?
And I have a question. You see, you say you've been learning. Have you learned about existing libraries? Because I think that your effort might be better spent adding to Candlekeep
I
for
know this
perhaps a
word.
lesser sum.
I know this
And-
library. This library is run by Church of Ogma. Not a fan.
Oh, so you want to create a rival library to Candlekeep?
No, not rival, not rival. Independent. Pure worship, pure knowledge, no gods. Only stories.
And then what happens when you get killed if there's no god involved? Are you gone that time?
This is why I seek help.
Uh-huh,
Because in addition to having a temple devoted to pure worship and knowledge, to hold the stories of my people, who are long gone, admittedly, but I wish to seek out other people who are dead, other people who have passed on with knowledge of civilizations, and bring them to life, hopefully without killing somebody else. But this is why it is very important to get the words right. Very important. As many scholars, as many people as I can find, bring them back to life, share their stories with anyone.
Okay.
And this is why I require help, because this body is much older than my old body.
So many of us here know that resurrection materials are very expensive. But I want to know,
Yes, indeed.
how exactly are you proposing to spend this 1 million gold? Give me like a breakdown. How much of it is going towards resurrection? How much of it is going towards building like this library or church? How much of it is actually going to the books? How much of it is going into wages?
That is a good question.
I believe all who seek and contribute should receive money, but money is not important for scholars. Knowledge is important. Continuity of experience is important. So the priority is in durable materials, in finding scholars, finding people to come back and share their knowledge, and then maintenance of facilities. So I will not be in charge of that.
Oh, okay. You're the idea guy. You're not the money guy. You're the idea guy. I got it. Me too.
I have not had money for 3,000 years. I do not need it.
Let me just ask you a quick follow-up question. How much does a loaf of bread cost, do you think?
Yes.
Is there a story associated with this bread? Is it an important bit of knowledge to pass on, or is it bread?
People need to eat.
It's just
Indeed,
bread.
and they would. People
Just
who
your
come
average
to the
loaf
temple,
of bread.
people who come to the temple will receive bread and food and whatever we can supply.
But how much do you think it
But they will
might
share
cost
knowledge.
on the street?
I cannot tell you that answer. I am new to your land.
Not a money guy. Got it.
No, I am just. I was born yesterday.
Okay, my question
I
then.
asked Toth if he could help me, and he said, "Westgate, I will send you there." And here I am. I appeared outside your lovely home, and was told to go inside.
Do you have a money guy?
You are money people, yes.
Well,
this is not the math stream, no.
Well,
Well, we have Simeon, so we would have to task Simeon to also take that on as part of his duties. It sounds like if we were to receive the benefit of any investment in this project.
I would gladly share all knowledge with anyone who assists the creation of the library and temple. I say temple, it is wrong word. Library is much better word.
I mean,
although I am apparently now a cleric, and I don't know why.
If you built this in Westgate, do you think it would bring in tourists? Like there'll be maybe some tourist dollars for the city, maybe.
I certainly hope people would travel here to learn stories of my people and other people from forgotten cultures. Yes, this sounds like a wonderful idea.
And of course, nothing bad could ever happen from bringing back to life all powerful, knowledgeable people, right? So I'm sure that would be totally safe.
So far,
you-
so good.
Have you considered instead working with a necromancer? For instance, our necromancer is able to speak to the dead without actually bringing them back. So this
Oh,
is
yeah.
just their knowledge you
And for
need.
far less than 1 million gold.
That's true.
I now know how to speak with dead as well, but necromancer volunteering, that would be very good.
If you did work with her, I would recommend making the library out of stone and maybe enchanting the books a little bit, just to make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
that nothing, you know.
I have been burned alive before. It was not pleasant. So stone is very good. It's a wonderful building material.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And did your people have any special knowledge about dealing with vampires, by the way? There's a wee vampire problem here in Westgate, so...
I mean,
Oh, yes.
it's not
we killed
as
many
much of a
vampires.
problem as you seem to think it is.
Bad vampire problem, I should say.
But
There we
Good
go.
vampires are fine.
Yeah.
vampires also have stories to tell, and those stories should be recorded.
Okay.
Should they, though?
Of course.
I mean, I actually kind of agree with him. Like, everybody's
sure.
story should be recorded and
Absolutely.
told.
Sure.
But I have a
Imagine-
Except for
question.
Shars. Everybody except for Shar.
I mean, even Shars, really. But I have a question, Sir Karias. You say that you have this repository of knowledge about, a forgotten empire and your people and the world. Could you just give us like a juicy preview, like a tidbit of the type of knowledge that you would be preserving or sharing with our world? Because, like, how do we know that knowledge is worth 1 million gold pieces?
This is a good question. The hope was to collect many stories and bring them in and share that knowledge. But when our people first came to your world and learned of its histories, they sought out other realms and other places. So legends of elves and dwarves and gnomes and giants and their empires and lost places. And I know many of those lost places. I am also a very, very good researcher. And at times, I gain great amounts of insight into solving any problem whatsoever. And it is my hope to find other individuals like myself who also have these skills.
So that
To
sounded like a
find
story
lost
about
secrets.
stories, but not a story. That's a story about stories, but not a story. Do you have a story about love? Can you tell us a story about love?
I am fond of love stories.
Love is tricky.
Yes, and then
How much
after
time do
this,
you have?
after this, actually, we
That's
need
true.
to make a decision. After this
Oh,
last
right.
story.
Right.
Right.
A
How
quick
much
love
time do
story.
you have? Many ballads of love take a great deal of time.
Get to the good part.
The juicy
All right,
bit.
Game.
Just the juicy bit.
Can I just roll for this one, or do you want me
Yeah,
to come up with a
totally.
love story?
Sure.
I mean, it's up to you, friend.
All right, let me roll.
What
for
would
this
you like
one.
to do? All right. So is it going to be
Because
a
I don't want to take up too much
deception?
of the stream here. So,
is it going to be a performance, a deception?
oh, this would be a performance, or I could dip into history. Which would you prefer?
That's up to you. You can do whatever role you want.
I will make a history roll.
Okay.
I will tell you,
So,
Stong
oh, what?
knows quite a
Greg?
bit of history.
I rolled a 1, so plus 14 on that is a 15.
Whoa! Nice bonus,
Wow.
though.
Yeah.
I think
Probably on performance.
yeah.
And that was the story of the great dwarven hero and his friend.
Well, that was beautiful. It felt a little forced at the end there, but it was beautiful.
It was okay.
It was
I am
missing a
much
little
better with
something.
drums. I simply have none.
So I think it's about time we each made our decisions. What do you think? How do we feel about this offer?
Well,
I'm a no. It's reinventing the wheel. There are libraries out there, and so this would be a charitable project. But this is not the charity tank. So
That's true.
Well, it's
Otherwise, we
not.
would have named it the charity tank.
Why did Sturge tell me it was called the charity tank?
He was tricking you.
Because
Oh.
it's Sturge.
So,
that's
Rogar,
why
how do you
he's not
feel?
here.
How do you feel about the offer, Rogar?
Well, I feel like, I mean, I hear that it's redundant, but you know, Westgate doesn't really have a really great library, and you know, I'm just thinking, sure, there are libraries over there, but what about here and the people here? And so I think, you know, I will invest 20,000 gold of my money for 10%. 10% of no 20,000 gold, and then when people come, they get a free copy of the Happy Earthquakes.
Oh, you have one offer on the table.
I remember the stories of Happy Earthquakes.
Mm.
They are good stories.
Well, hopefully they're happier than the last couple of earthquakes we had. I think my answer is going to be no. It's well, I don't see the profit in it, and unfortunately, that's kind of part of why we're here.
But he's not a prophet. That's what he said. He's no more. He's done with gods. I don't understand.
Also, I mean, I admit I admire the dedication to the job when you keep getting killed for it, but it does sound like a bit of a risky proposition.
I believe that part of my job is over. I hope.
I like that level of dedication, though. You know.
Yeah. You know what? I think I like the fact that you want to make a place to tell all stories. And I actually think that preserving any potential knowledge is also important. So I'm going to offer you 35,000 gold pieces, but it's contingent on you surviving for a year without dying. And then you must learn our language. And then you can come back and I will give you this money. You must also learn how much a loaf of bread is, because I don't want you squandering my investment. So, which deal do you want to take?
Wait, does it have to be one or the other? Can't we? I will give you 20,000 now, and then to start off, and that will help you to learn and to invest and stay locally and learn these things here, and then spend that money in Westgate, and then if you make it the year, then you get Stong's money.
No, it's all or nothing.
Oh, okay.
Remind me, Stong. Remind me, Stong. How much did you spend on blankets again?
Oh, that was a good investment.
That's true. It turned
I
out
made
quite a
money
good
back.
investment.
Okay, you got me there.
So, Karias.
I guess I'll defer to. Well, no, Stong.
No, Karias, it's up to you.
Yang, does
Who's Yang
Stong
Yang?
speak Dwarvish?
No, he does not.
Rogar, Karias looks at you in a very heavily ancient accent of Dwarvish and says,
Mhm.
"Is this one for real?"
Yeah, he's for real.
How much does a loaf of bread cost?
That's ancient dwarven. It's ancient dwarven. What?
Stong's gonna cast tongues when he hears a language he doesn't understand. So now he suddenly understands it. You know, friend, and he's gonna say back, you know, and you can understand it. Yeah, the clock is ticking. You have to make your decision now. I'm sorry. You'll still be up for maybe the million, you know, by the end of this whole thing. But we're making you some private offers right now. You have to pick one.
I believe Rogar understands what we are doing. And so if I must take a lesser offer to achieve our goal, then Rogar is the person to help us.
Well, fine.
Oh, but I don't want Stong to feel bad.
No,
Stong
I
can
don't.
give me as much money as we need.
Oh,
he
don't worry, I'm
chooses.
okay with it.
But today, Rogar has offered assistance with nothing but love.
I bet if you
And this is the life I wish to live.
you come back in a year and you like say that you're going to have a press dedicated to reproducing his songs and distributing them, and I bet he'd be on board maybe.
You have stories to tell, Stone?
Oh, you know, just a few.
I would love to hear them.
Yeah, so after you work with
Stone,
Rogar,
Stone.
you know, for a while, come back and, you know, come hang out, and we'll just chill, have some wine, you know, and I'll tell you all my
Your
stories.
second deal is much better, Stone.
It involves no gold out of my pocket, so
That is correct.
done. Stong extends a big meaty hand towards Karias.
Karias' hand is very shaky and very small, but he extends it as well.
Stong shakes it with much vigor.
You take
Karias
1
makes a
point of-
constitution save.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Thank you very much, helper people.
thank you for coming by. We'll be in touch.
Oh, we
Okay.
helped.
And with that, Karias leaves the room.
That
So-
was nice. I like business.
Oh, you like
I'm-
charity, Rogar.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
that was business.
So tonight on Landshark Take, we have 3 sharks and
a dolphin.
philanthropist.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Dolphins are mean.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So, we now currently have Dr. Herschel Emmett B. Fickerston,
Ooh.
who will pull in a moment. I'm going to message you, Dr. Herschel. And up next is Euclid Deepdelver. So I'm going to pull in Dr. Herschel right now. Hello.
Kitty.
And Dr. Herschel. Hello, Kitty, and hello, Dr. Herschel. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello. So,
Okay. So the person who scuttles into the parlor, despite the high heels on the curly-toed boots, is very small. And the gnome's wispy white hair sticks straight up from his head and juts out from his chin where it matches the white lace trim on his collar. He wears thick spectacles, and he has a bandolier sprouting all manner of tools that sits on top of his burgundy doublet, which has many pockets and even more stains. Those with keen senses can pick up the smells of brimstone and smoke coming from his clothing. And as he comes in, following close behind him on 6 spindly legs, scurries a metal suitcase.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
I'd like to make a perception check. Let's see. It's going to be a 10. What does a 10 tell me about this suitcase? Are there any extra details that I pick out?
Look, it is an unusual design. It has some interesting runes around the rim. You suspect there's something magical about it, quite apart from the fact that there are legs working quite autonomously to carry this thing across the floor. Otherwise, it's obviously aged. It's taken a few dings, and the handle is a little worn, but that's what you would get out.
Are they Dethic runes? Are they dwarven runes?
They are. Look, I would say they're probably a combination of. There are arcane runes. I would say some of them are in Gnomish, maybe a few in Draconic. Probably a few would be in Dwarvish.
Draconic,
All
interesting.
right.
I love it.
Speaking of descriptions, were you able to hear the description of the parlor of Briar House, or should I give that again?
Yes. No, I did. I
Okay.
did hear it, but I mean,
Excellent.
I may have forgotten a few of the details. But
It's okay.
Sorry.
So welcome, Dr. Herschel. What do you have for us today?
Ooh.
well, thank you. Well, here we go. When one speaks to the average person in the street, what sort of problems plague such a person? I mean, besides plague, I would say that it is all of the time-consuming tasks that interfere with the enjoyment of our passions. Think for a moment about how often you have simply wanted to sit and read a book of theories about alchemical forces, only to discover that one needs to stop after only 6 or 7 hours to do some sweeping, or some laundry or cookery.
It happens
there's
to me all
nobody-
the time.
Yeah. And there's never anyone to whom one can delegate these tasks because they all quit, saying that they would never set foot in your home ever again. Well, with your investment, I will be able to free people from the shackles of these mundane chores with my workforce of helpful animatronic assistants. May I show you the prototype?
Oh yes,
Oh,
please.
please.
Wait,
Oh, I'm very interested.
as someone who probably want to see this, and I run down into the basement and I come back up with Roomba. He's not trying to replace your Roomba, I promise.
Who is our miniature gelatinous cube? Just small enough to clean up dust.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so Dr. Fickerston sits the suitcase down and opens it up. And he takes out this metallic contraption that is a good 2 feet wide, but it looks for all the world like a large spider. It has 6 sets of eyes, a pair of bright red shears in the place of pincers, and each of its 8 legs seems to be designed slightly differently. Some end in rubber feet, some end in spikes, some end in tiny clamps or brushes, and these legs keep moving. Some are getting longer and shorter and moving up and down. And it sits there on the floor by Dr. Fickerston's feet.
Does
Yes,
it need
this
some
device-
sort of mess
Oh.
to clean up?
Does that catch? Oh.
I need to create some sort of
Oh.
project for it?
Right.
Oh,
Or
well,
bring in a
yes.
giant fly, maybe? Do
Can
need
we
to bring in
all
giant
create a
flies?
mess?
Song,
by
you
all
create
means,
messes too well.
if you wish to do so, that'd be a perfect opportunity for demonstrating just some of the features.
Oh.
Excellent. Stong is going to take his jug of alchemy and he's going to open it.
Oh no.
And he's just
no.
going to dump. Let's see. Rolling the
no.
dice. He's going to dump 2 gallons of mayonnaise straight onto the floor.
Oh no!
And he just looks so proud of himself, like a small child that shows you, look, I did it. Look, Artemisia.
I'm looking. Actually, I don't want to look.
Oh.
Rogar, Shay, do you guys want to create messes too?
No, that's
Oh,
more
sure.
than
I
enough.
can. Oh.
No,
I-
Rogar,
Oh. Okay.
sit down.
All right.
Yes, I think if we add to the best, Artemisia is going to explode. So let's leave off.
That would be messy. That would be really messy if she exploded.
Yes.
Could the spider put her
Yeah,
back
right.
together if she exploded?
right.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Let's try one thing at a time. 573. I want you to clean up this mess, and with a speed that's frankly quite disturbing. The spider rushes to the mayonnaise and scrapes it together into a smaller pile, and then proceeds to vomit this bright blue liquid all over it. And there is a a very pungent vinegary odor that stings at the back of your sinuses. But the mayonnaise is soon gone, and all that's left is a smoking hole in the rug.
It worked.
That's amazing.
It's like magic.
Does it work better
but
on
smellier.
stone paving? Is that the idea?
It can do. Although if you have an excess of stone, it has some functions that can address that problem as well.
How does it work with bone?
It depends on what one wants to do. If you wanted to sharpen it, for instance, I mean, there it has a number of options there. Or
Get rid of it.
Look, maybe if I could demonstrate. And what he does is he takes his suitcase and closes it and turns it around a few times and opens it up again, and there is this sopping wet towel sitting inside.
Mm.
And he pulls that out and says, 573, please dry this towel. And the spider turns to it and flames start shooting out of its eyes. And Dr. Finkelstein says, no, that's for our creme brulee. I mean, squeeze it.
Roger will summon water, so and cause it to start raining over the burning thing, and look to Artemisia, and
It dried it so well.
how's her expression?
Maybe a little
There's
too
this-
well.
There's a patch of towel that's still wet, and the spider squishes it between two of its legs, and the legs rotate in opposite directions, and it wrings a reasonable amount of water out of the unscorched part of the towel.
We're gonna say that's really clever, and he's kind of eyeing Artemisia out the side, and he starts casting the mend cantrip on the hole in the carpet, like.
Well, I mean,
Good plan.
I mean, I could certainly. Oh, I could certainly think of some interesting applications for this.
Yeah.
I guess it would make a good security bot, maybe. Have you considered? I bet Sturge would love this as like to help, like set traps around the house and stuff like that.
Well, how many times have you all had to clean up the corpses out of this place when you've had to fight night masks? Like that's
a
what
good
I'm
point.
thinking. With the Get rid of the
Corpses
switches.
smell really bad when you vomit acidy stuff on them or burn them.
I mean, that's true.
I have a question. So, Dr. Herschel Emmett B. Fickerston, is this device working as intended?
I mean, it's obviously it is only a beta version, and one is always seeking to improve things, but this it is operating quite efficiently for an audio controlled piece of hardware. I think it is a very efficient and effective piece of equipment. It can take dictation. It can entertain children. It can help with medical emergencies, removing splinters, kidney stones. There are many functions that it can perform very well.
And did it do these things intentionally? Like, did it intend to remove their kidney stones? And
Did it leave the kidneys?
and leave the kidneys, or was that like it was trying to clean something, and next thing you know,
The development has been of more of a discovery nature.
of course.
This is just it's as we learn more about how we can make it function, we add more runes to the maintenance program. Would you like to see it?
Well, there is a lot of Westgate that was destroyed through various causes that were, again, entirely not our fault, and probably like a few of these might be able to help speed up the reconstruction of the city.
Yes, can it build?
It can do. I could let me see. And he'll take his suitcase and turn it around several times, and he will pull out just a bunch of metal rods with spikes at one end and holes at the other end, and I'll say. 573, please construct a basic fort shape, and it will start putting these pieces together into a rectangular prism of maybe a foot high.
Ooh.
Now, that's getting somewhere.
All right.
Okay, I have a question for you, Dr. Herschel Emmett B. Fickerston. How much does one of these devices cost?
Well, I did have a family fortune of there were many zeros. I
Oh,
have,
so not a
have
lot.
I've been running the development program on these for some time, and but I believe with the investment of your wonderful team, I could produce hundreds of these.
And who would control them?
Well, am obviously open to any manner of advice if you were investors, but I was thinking maybe of some sort of subscription system. Subscribers could go to a local depot and pick up as many as they needed, up to a limit depending on their subscription tier, and they would return them a day or two later for recharging and maintenance. And the depot clerk would take a log of what such mishaps has occurred, and we would incorporate that into the maintenance and upgrade schedule.
Subscription. What is that? Is that like some kind of special rating? What is subscription?
It's a business whereby the people will give you money, and then you send people around to their place to ask for more money the month after that, and the month after that.
Oh, we have some games like that in Westgate, I think, like the Fire Knives and others who do that. Go around every month and ask people for money.
Let's not bring the
Excellent.
fire knives into this.
Fit into that system very neatly.
Oh, I see. All right. I'm not sure that's the sort of thing I would want to support. We have enough gangs in Westgate already. And a gang of like robot spiders sounds kind of scary.
Well, have you considered selling a very basic base model and then making small charges for other particular upgrades and functionalities?
I never had considered that. It seems to me all of the fun goes out of it once they can't react to situations that require a flamethrower or a acid belch But if that was how a project like this could move forward, I would. We would still want to keep the shears and the high tensile grip and the capacity to cloak and to leap onto things with outstretched spindles and but this is all potentially open for discussion.
I mean, I do like the idea of cosmetics. Like, you sell little bits of cosmetics to put on your bod and personalize it, like
little hats, new exterior skins.
Yeah.
How many people do you have this employing to make these, like, and manage these?
Well, I have had an issue with retention of staff in my laboratory. There have been. It's not that safety is not a priority in my laboratory, but There have been, but look, I think my current plan is that in order to make these devices, with your investment, I could build a larger automatronic device that in turn would build these devices, and that would address not only safety issues, it would address issues of when people were available to work on it. It could work night and day, producing one after another of these devices.
And you wouldn't have to pay it.
Well, I don't think anything could go wrong with that.
Yeah,
Not at all.
nothing pops to my mind immediately,
No.
anyways. But I oftentimes been wrong. So anyways, Dr. Herschel Emmett B. Fickerston, I have another question for you. You mentioned safety. How many test users have you had for this, and how many of them are still alive?
I can absolutely say that all of the test users are still technically alive.
Technically,
and many of them are still hale and hearty and able to go about and perform many of their daily tasks. At least two of them are still on speaking terms with me, so I could bring one round to speak my bona fides and give you some reviews.
Okay. My last question for you is, you mentioned children. They're great with children. And I have a darling little stepdaughter that's close to my heart.
Who also has a flamethrower.
Yes. Do you have like a little girl child version that I could give her that's like, cuter and tinier? And just like, I don't know, like 20% as deadly or something.
As it happens, I did experiment with just such a thing. And I did find that it was much more palatable to younger folk. But what I discovered was that these are very good at hide and seek, and I still don't know where 486 has got to. But yes, look, that is absolutely something that can be done. We have achieved that before.
Okay. So, in summary, it sounds like if we give you 1 million gold pieces, then you will take that and build a self-sustaining factory that will create more of these things. Correct?
Correct.
In Westgate.
Here in Westgate, and with opportunities for employment in terms of packing and staffing of depots and handling public relations, which I have been led to understand can be quite important for projects of this nature.
All right, what do we think about this? What are you thinking about this, Artemisia? It cleaned the mayonnaise quite well, and it did technically dry the towel. Should we go on to somebody else first?
Well, so it's not out of the running for the final prize, depending on other things. But for Artemisia, it would be a no as far as her personal money, because that was an expensive rug.
Okay, well, Rogar, what do you think?
I think that there's a good possibility that if these things were employed, then we would need a lot of healing around, and so I would want to ensure that we have sufficient clerics with healing ability nearby. It sounds like, I don't know. I mean, ideally they would make these safe, but just in case, I think that I would feel only comfortable if we did that. If we had a safety plan.
Shay, what do you think?
I actually think this has promise, and I'd be willing to offer 250,000 gold.
Oh my goodness! You have 250,000 gold?
Wow.
I have access to 250,000 gold.
Oh, technically, again. Okay.
In exchange for 10% of the profits from either for however you intend to sell these, subscription or microtransactions, whatever. But I want one of the little ones.
And we should have some sort of like they should all have some sort of like you can turn them off with a special word sort of thing, like a deactivation word, like Shadowbane or something like that, where they just shut down.
I feel like that might get confusing.
Yeah. It's got to be a word that you won't shout like over the course of an actual combat because you want it to help you. So something like, oh my God, it's killing me won't work.
Right.
Because something else could be killing you, right?
Antiquing. Wasn't that the Futurama word? I think it was antiquing.
Antiquing.
So, Dr. Herschel, what do you think about Shay's offer?
Well, it's a very attractive offer. I'd be more than happy to partner with the young lady to produce these, and certainly, you know, either I can find 486 or I can produce another miniature device.
I mean, you developed those with nothing, right? You said before all you had was a bunch of zeros for money.
Well, yes,
and,
yes. I believe there were some numbers before the zeros, but
okay.
there's certainly a lot more zeros at the front now.
Oh, I got you. All right.
Okay, you know what? I'm also going to make you an offer on this one. I'm going to give you only 100,000 gold pieces, but I'm also going to guarantee you my vote for you for the 1 million gold pieces if you give me 50% of the shares of your company. And what this means is that you need to include my music in every single one of these robots, and whenever they're, every single one of these contraptions or golems, and every time they activate, they will play my songs nonstop.
The scariest ice cream truck ever.
And I want a little cute one for my daughter.
For now, I think I will go with the offer from Ms. Darkstrong, but certainly consider a penetrating musical sound to accompany the operation of these devices. I think that will add a certain je ne sais quoi to the process of having them help out around the house.
Okay.
At least when they back up.
Final offer. I will give you 100,000 gold pieces on top of Shay's offer if you make the deactivation word jiggle jiggle bounce.
Oh, well, that's an easy thing for me to agree. That sounds most entertaining.
Great, then we have a deal. Stone gets up from the table.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, sweeps you up in a big half-orc hug. You take 1 point of non-lethal damage, blunt damage.
At least. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure. And yes, I will I'll look forward to hearing.
All right. Well, thank you for coming.
Also, that'll really increase. I think I'm going to invest in a carpet selling business, because if those things are running around, then imagine the demand for new carpets. Huh?
True enough.
I like this idea from chat, by the way. The subscription comes into play to make them stop.
Oh my God. That is devious. That is super devious. Okay. Euclid Deepdelver, you are up next. I'm just going to message you to make sure that you are ready. And now I'm going to move you into the room. And yeah, let us know. Hello, Euclid, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. So Euclid, you are the current person, and up next is somebody who put in TBD. So TBD, you are on deck.
Fair.
Broad-shouldered, middle-aged dwarf marches into the chamber. His chestnut brown hair is pulled back into a tight ponytail, and both ponytail and beard are bound by sets of 3 black iron clasps. He wears workman's leathers and boots, and you can see a less faded patch at his waist that suggests he normally wears a tool belt. There's a crossbow across his back and a satchel over his shoulder. He glances around slightly nervously and takes a deep breath before launching into what is clearly a rehearsed speech. Hello, gentlefolk. I'm given to understand you have a windfall you're looking to invest. I am Euclid Deepdelver, and I have what I'm sure you'll find will be an excellent opportunity to prove that many mickle makes a muckle, though it comes with a drag tail attached. A certain watered Havian merchant house, the White Hills, had a cadet branch located here. Unfortunately, all the blood family members here in Westgate were killed during last year's troubles. Nobody seems to be sure whether it was the Orcs, the Githyanki, or the Wops what done them in, but the point is, they got done. It's a well-shone tale, the specifics of which dinna concern us. What does concern us is that their heirs back in Waterdeep had decided to pull up stakes and are seeking to divest of their local assets. That process is mostly complete, but one of the few assets remaining is a quarry about 5 miles west of the city. They've had a hard time moving it because not too long after the dwarven families that were working it ate some bad scram, had an absolutely bonkers mass hallucination, downed tools, and took off on some mad pilgrimage to Moradin knows where. So, the quarry is sitting idle, and the owner's agent is ready to skedaddle off home, so he's willing to accept a lowball offer. And I ask you, what has to be the steadiest work in Westgate? Building supplies. We can't seem to go 6 months without something coming in and knocking down a mess of buildings. If it's not bloody invasions or great beasties falling out of the sky, it's gigantic sinkholes or allegedly happy earthquakes or whole houses just up and disappearing for no apparent reason.
Allegedly.
This place is an absolute madhouse, and I honestly do not ken why humans keep building here. But so long as they do keep building, people supplying stone and timber for them can't help but make a mint. I've been in negotiations with the business agent. He's prepared to sell the quarry for 200,000. And by my calculations, we're probably need about another 100,000 to get the quarry operating again. I'd be happy to go over my specifics underlying my projections with a business agent, but I think we can probably clear an average profit of about 30,000 a year on revenue of 60. Getting this quarry up and running again would be a boon to the Westgate economy, help provide quality stonework to keep the buildings from falling down anymore, and provide steady, honest work to build a small community around where my people can take pride in their work and enjoy an honest share of the fruits of their labor. I'm sure that you'll hear a great many interesting ideas tonight, but I doubt you'll hear one more worthy than this one. Thank you for your consideration.
Rogar has tears in his eyes. It's such a beautiful bitch.
Well, Euclid, you seem to be a numbers person. You're like the first numbers person that's appeared in front of us tonight. But you know what? I'm not really a numbers person. But what I really want to know is what's in it for you personally. Why do you care about Westgate?
Well, I live here, along with the dwarves who would be coming out. There are a lot of dwarves who are part of the dwarven diaspora who are working on construction crews around the city, but we aren't working for ourselves at this point. This would give us a space where we could build our own community around and work for ourselves. So, and
how do we know that you'll keep this money and this rebuilding this company in Westgate? Were you born here? Do you have roots here?
I was not, but I can't exactly move it. Well, okay. If houses can disappear, I suppose quarries could too. But I don't have an ability to move a quarry, so the quarry will be there. I don't know what else to say to that.
Well, you wouldn't portal away the stone to some other place, though.
Right? No, yeah, sell it on the side.
Well, that would be ridiculously inefficient.
Okay.
So we'll bring it down the road. I suppose it's a fair question, but no, we have no plans to do anything like that.
Are you good worshippers of Sharundlar?
Oh, Rogar.
I'm just curious, like maybe if some of this would be tied to the temple of Sharundlar. No, it's not necessary. It's just a question. No, I'm just curious.
We have members of it. We honor all the dwarven gods. I mean, like most dwarves, we're a pantheistic society.
Aye. No, of course, Sharundlar is the coolest, but I understand.
Artemisia looked very impressed with your diplomacy. And she's like, yes, good.
I can hear your disappointment, Rogar.
No, I'm not disappointed. I know in his heart I'm sure in his heart he recognizes Sharundlar as the coolest of the pantheon, but like, I understand you don't want to say that out loud. Like,
Gods below.
um,
So Euclid, how much work is this going to be? Do you have a are you a hardworking person? Are you gonna work really long hours? Quarries just aren't gonna mind themselves, you know.
that's a rude thing to ask a dwarf. Sorry.
Well, he doesn't necessarily know our ways. Yes, I would expect that most of the families who'd be working out there would go ahead and be throwing up housing around the quarry. Don't want to walk the 5 miles to the town and back every day. So most of us would be living out there. So, you know,
Well, do you have a family?
I do not yet.
So
Oh, no, don't.
so you're gonna be working way too hard, spending all your time on this quarry, and not going out there and raising a family. I
Well,
don't know if I can rob you of such
Help.
opportunity.
I can help. I can help. I can help.
Oh,
I
it's
can
not over
matchmake
here.
all of your doors. All of the doors. If I will invest 50,000 gold as long as you like come every week to the Temple of Sharundlar, and I can help matchmake you all and find you families. And
Wow, being paid to go to church. Wow.
Wow, jumping right to the offer phase, apparently.
Or is that the phase
we
we're at? Or Stong, did you have any more questions?
I mean, we just play it. However, 50,000 just to have him go to church every week. I will offer 51,000, and you don't have to go to church. You can choose to do whatever you want.
well, they don't
I
have
don't
to go
believe
to church. I just, I would hope that the money would allow them to free up a little time to be able to attend.
Well, I'll pay you 51,000 just to attend weekly speed datings and not have to go to church.
I mean, if we're doing it this way, I probably could just throw 100,000 out there to go to church, but hold your services naked in the woods.
We're not investing in the company. We're just investing in your love life now.
Well, Artemisia, having listened to all that, she's like, all right, look, 100,000, 50% of the profits, because you were saying it was about 200,000 that it was going to cost. And then I want special rates for any building materials to be used in Briar House or on properties owned by the Westgate Irregulars. We want at cost, no markup, so that we can get through the perpetuity of this quarry running, so that we have a source of building materials for our own use as well.
I guess that's the more realistic deal.
That's a good deal.
That is a good
does
deal.
Seem like quite an offer. Lady Tararon, I think that that sounds like an excellent deal, and I think I will accept it. Though,
Wait, Artemisia, don't shake his hand yet. One second. Okay, Euclid. So, I mean, you said that this mine has been closed down for a while, right? Oh, quarry.
that is correct.
I mean, we all know how much monsters love to go and live in quarries, especially abandoned ones. Have you done any surveys to ensure that there aren't any dangers in the quarry that might cost us additional money or
That is a
delay
concern.
the project?
Oh, I drow, Elithid.
Well,
Well,
it's not a mine; it's a quarry. I mean, it's you can see the bottom of it. You can see sun from the bottom of it.
That's
So,
fair.
when's the last time you went down there and saw sun from the bottom of it?
It's a big hole.
When's the last time you
Yeah.
looked in the hole? Have you personally gone out there?
I have looked at it. It was a few weeks ago, but I mean, I didn't sit there and scout it and maintain an observation. But I mean, isn't investing in a business, isn't this a source of plot hooks for you adventuring types?
I mean, there's
Look.
also.
There's only so many walls in this house you can break, okay?
Well, I'm just trying to look out for you, Artemisia. Maybe you gotta send some surveyors to make sure that, it is exactly as he says it is.
True. Contingent on survey.
Absolutely
To be fair, though, my people generally aren't prone to skulking around quarries. It's more of the mines and caverns thing. But
Oh, but if you keep digging down, like, eventually you're going to probably find something. Like, you'll break through into something, or there might be, like, crevices and cracks and such.
Quarries
Well,
go
I mean, we're
in,
not that far
not
above
down.
ground level. We'll probably hit the water table before we hit the underground.
that's also
Oh.
fair.
On the
That's
sea.
also fair.
So you're saying it'll be flooded and then you won't be able
No,
to...
no. Why am I explaining quarries to a dwarf? Quarries go into the mountain. They don't go down.
Right, so, Lady Tararon, since you clearly understand this stuff pretty well, I think that I will.
she
accept
knows
your
an
offer.
archaeologist.
So,
True, she
so
does.
Father Rogar, I certainly would welcome you. I'm sure that once we get our people settled out there, we would be happy to have you come out and help tend to our spiritual needs. So,
Oh, so beautiful.
You just made his day.
You did.
all right.
Okay, so it sounds like you then accepted Artemisia's offer.
Yes, she'll shake.
And I shake her hand.
And then does that mean you also accepted Rogar's offer of church and the money?
Oh, I thought I could only accept one. Yes,
I mean,
actually, it makes
it's up to
makes
them.
sense to. If I can accept both, then yes, there's no reason not to take them. Take both.
All right. Well, that's one less dwarf for the speed dating circles, I guess. Well, thank you for coming by today, Euclid.
All right. Thank you all. Pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to being in business with you.
Excellent.
Right. Gone yourself.
So you got yourself a quarry now, huh, Artemisia?
Well, apparently, this house needs a lot of repairs. So
True.
I've noticed.
Oh, I thought like quarry was the thing that like rangers hunted and stuff. You guys you call diggy holes quarries. Okay. Now I understand. Now I understand.
Okay, so TBD. I am about to pull you in, TBD. Give me one moment. Hello there, TBD. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
All right. So
Sorry.
did you get the description of like the physical room from earlier? Do you need it again?
I mean, I can kind of ascertain it from walking into the room, and it kind of makes sense. Look at all this stuff around.
Okay, so let us know how you're entering and what do we see?
What you see is these two ears bobbing kind of about waist height, with a little earring pitched into one, as this goblin walking forward, with a tiny tuft of hair and an oversized doublet, carrying a huge wooden briefcase, stumbles into the room and just muttering to himself,
Oh, there's bloody dwarves always going on about building.
Nice.
and he's sort of going to cast his eyes around the room and lay them to rest on the four individuals inside.
Just, oh, welcome. I've heard that this is a place for pitching.
Oh
correct.
yes.
The roof needs pitching.
And you'll give us a pitch, and you might get 1 million gold pieces.
Well, that is much more than I expected. And oh, do I have a pitch for you?
You see him bring up the briefcase, and it's just got the letters GOAT written across it.
Well, I'd first like to introduce myself. My name is Nono Yessm, and I'm part of the development team for the Goblin Ordnance Association team. I mean, obviously, from the briefcase, it makes sense. It's the first thing you think of when you see these letters. Now, what we have developed recently, and he's going to open up the briefcase and pull out 4 devices, is that we've prize ourselves on explosive solutions to minor problems. Get it, like spelunking. Bandits, X's, and tyrannical overlords. And he's going to walk over to each of you, and he's going to hand you one of these little contraptions each for you to examine.
Stock's going to pick his up, and he's going to look at it, and he says, explosive, huh?
Oh yes, very much so. So the one that you've picked up is just like a cube. It's got it's 6 sides. It's relatively smooth finish on either side, and it's got like a tiny dot on each single face.
Ooh.
Oh, Rogar,
I
what
there's
are
a
you
dot.
doing?
There's a shiny dot on this thing.
Yeah, don't do anything until he
don't.
says.
Oh,
Oh no, don't worry. These have all been deactivated for now.
oh.
Oh,
Okay.
But I will have to tell you that each of these will rip through a butcher's storehouse like a level 5 fireball. Oh, we'd all be torn to pieces if any of these went off.
Do they go around corners?
Cecilia would like this.
Well, I'm not sure they'd go around corners. It's more for making less corners. I think the whole principle is.
Aye, okay.
So tell us everything. What do you call this? How did you conceive of it?
Well, we haven't really brought up the names, and really our team specializes in the fuses that are involved in each one of these pieces. They all do almost exactly the same thing, which is go boom!
And so
these go boom?
Well, they don't say it, they explode. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was speaking to the uneducated.
That's
Oh.
okay. I've heard that my whole life. It's all right.
so I would like to know how many members of your team have any members of your team been injured or killed in the development of this?
What we like to see is every single time an incident occurs, our individual profit margins go up.
I can't argue with that, actually.
Yes.
So it's mathematically sound.
It
Oh,
is.
math.
It is, actually.
So
Rogar will just nod like he understood anything you just said. Sure.
So, how I understand it is you're going to take our 1,000,000 gold, turn it into fuses for explosives, and then blow them up. So it's like you're just going to blow up our money, right?
I wouldn't say that would blow up your money. I'd say that we could, potentially sell these to clients who would rather see things they don't like, do like, possibly, stimulate the building economy. Thank you, Dwarf. You're now stuck in my head. With a couple of strategically placed demolitions.
I would think the building economy in Westgate's a little overstimulated at this point.
Wow, well, that's only because you're thinking about Westgate. But think what's beyond Westgate, like Eastgate and Northgate.
Ooh.
Oh,
I haven't
Southgate
thought
we don't talk
enough.
about.
Yeah, I haven't thought enough about Eastgate or Northgate ever. You're right. Hmm.
mm.
See, you're thinking one-dimensional. I'm thinking at least 5.
So, tell
Fair.
me about.
Wait, are you- Oh, go ahead.
I like to not only invest in the product or the service. I'd like to invest in the people. Tell me about you and your relationship to explosives.
My relationship to explosives. Well,
That's a
I
personal
like,
question. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
no, sorry. Well, I like them.
When, as a young goblin, did you get your first explosive? How did you feel?
Is that what you're talking about? Oh, well, when I was but a child, we were mixing all kinds of things together in order to make a small boom. I think the first one I ever saw was it was a tiny little tightly rolled paper cracker, and we stuffed it full of this powder which my father gave me, and we ended up throwing it in the neighbor's outhouse, and that was a horrible day for them, not for us. It was quite fun. So then what we did was we realized the potential of these devices and how they could be widely used and spread and understood.
So is part of our investment that we tell you where to blow up the devices?
No. See, part
Lilton's
of your
house.
investment is we're really in the line of producing these items. Where they go, we don't really care. But the
Ooh.
idea is that you'll receive a small portion of the profits of each of these devices that are sold.
What if
Ooh.
our enemies buy them?
Well, you receive a small profit from each individual item sold.
We can't lose. Win-win.
Oh, we could make more enemies, and then we sell even more of them.
Exactly. The more boom, the more buck.
How long have you been making these already? Like,
Oh,
why
at
do
least
you
a
need
week.
us? If it's such a good idea, why hasn't it just taken off on its own?
you see, I heard about the money, and it would dreadfully increase expansion. And I mean, realistically, we want to see this go global. And nothing really says global explosives like Goblin Tech does it.
Roomba is a little offended that they're in the shape of a cube. Can you make them in a circle?
Oh, well, yes, of course. Sorry, I didn't actually hand you one. I've got 4 individual devices at the moment, and there is a small description for each one. So if you'd like to take this one, it's just be a little bit careful. It's got a lot of spiky points on this one. Yeah.
Cool.
And he's going to gingerly hand over this this sort of almost like a sea urchin looking explosive.
Meyer does. Can we see how many fingers he has on each hand?
Yeah, perception check. Perception check.
Perception check, yes.
I'd say anything over a 5, you can clearly see he's missing at least 3.
Okay. Yeah, 14.
yeah, very much so. There has been some horrible incidences, if you will. So he's going to hand over the sea urchin, and he's going to continue down the line. And after he's given the cube, the sea urchin, he's also got a little egg-shaped one, and one which is sort of more shaped, like almost like an hourglass shape.
Oh.
So as I've said
worry
before,
about hourglasses right now.
Yeah.
All the items has a very similar effect. We've got to stabilize. Well, you know what? Let's not go into the details of the actual explosion. What I'm really focused about right now is the development of the fuses in which we use on their explosives.
So tell me more about these fuses. Why are they unique? Why can a competitor not just copy it the next day and make their own?
Well, that's a great question. It's almost as if it's prompted. So the hourglass-looking one over there, firstly, it's a decoy, nothing to do with time. That one's actually got a patent magic sensor, which measures the amount of energy in the air around it. So what you can do is you can set these ones off by casting something as simple as a prestidigitation.
Staunton looks at Artemisia.
So quite simply, you've just got to localize a spell around it, and that one will detonate quite instantaneously. As for yours, and he's going to point towards the cube with the dots on it. Now, this one is a voice-activated fuse. So if you were to repeat a certain key phrase or word, that we can definitely allocate it. Like for now, let's say the word is no, and if you repeat it 6 times, or you can make it 3 times or twice, this one will detonate.
But it's not activated.
No. You'll see if they're activated by the little lights on the top.
Times. Oh, wait. Okay. Whew, my heart.
Let's not. If we did go with this, let's not make it the same command phrase as the one for the little robots.
No, that's fine. I think that would be very counterproductive. He was also quite a creepy fellow. I don't know why you put us all in the same hallway. But moving right along.
Artemis is looking at hers and she's like, these are well made. It seems a shame to use them to blow things up.
Well, if you think these look nice, imagine the holes you can form with them.
He's going to scuttle along to the one which looks like an egg, and it's like, now this one's a bit of a classic. And he's going to give it a twist, and you can hear clicking and clunking as it goes around. And it's like, it's a timing device. Ours are just a little bit more sturdy. But all the same, a classic.
Ooh.
So it
And
counts down and then it explodes?
No, it counts up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, can you make one in the shape of a tomato? I heard those are called like pomodoros or something like that.
Now that's not a bad idea. Perhaps you've already started a nice point for us. I always like new device ideas. Now, just quickly, this last one with the spikes. So this one's a personal favorite of mine. You see, all of these spikes can operate on a certain resonance, you could say. So a certain too much vibration or movement, and boom! And all of the spikes go flying out, shred the room. It's the testing facility was a mess.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
So I shouldn't vibrate. Okay.
No. Remember, they're all deactivated until the little light at the top goes on. You're all so nervous.
I wonder why.
Why would I bring live grenades into a situation when I'm asking you for money?
Okay. Yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah.
What happens if we don't give you the money?
Oh, well, that's okay. You know, I don't believe these devices are ever going to be not sought after. And he's going to start striding back towards his briefcase and say, well, you know what? How about these samples just for now? I'll explain to you how it works in the final stages. What you do, and he opens up the briefcase and quickly hits a button, and all the lights flash on.
Oh! I thought you said. Wait.
Don't vibrate. Don't
I
vibrate.
thought you said.
Don't vibrate.
Oh.
But no. Now the investment opportunity today is for your lives.
He said no twice. Wait, that's a no. Oh no!
Rogar.
So all of a sudden the cube's going to start flashing, and 4 sides have lit up.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Let's roll.
Wall of force.
Yeah. I was thinking, but I wanted to like roll initiative to see if I'm even quick enough to do that. Let's see. Here, how about this? Nono Yessm, roll off initiative versus me. I got 11.
I don't have a dice. Oh god.
Here, I'll roll for you. I'll roll for you also.
Yeah, okay, I trust you.
You got a 23. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Yang Yang. You trusted me with this. And...
Hey, you know what? It's all good. So, Stong is going to try to throw himself on top of it. So, let's say it goes off. You said level 5 fireball?
Yes.
Okay,
Don't worry, nothing's gone off yet.
Oh.
Well, how many times did you say no?
Well, I mean, Rogar said no a bunch.
I think I said it like 4 or 5 times, but then Yang Yang said, or Stong said, Nono Yessm. Yes, or whatever your name
I
was.
believe that was out of character, so let's just leave it on the 5.
Okay.
and
No,
yeah, strategy in the name, right?
Yeah. No, but it's okay. So Stong, knowing that he is resistant to fire damage, and he's, he gives Rogar the nod. And he's basically like telling Rogar mentally, just drop it, buddy. I'll jump on it for us.
Well, yes. So you all need to be a little bit careful. So I wouldn't cast a spell. I wouldn't say a certain word, and I wouldn't move too much. And the timer. Yes. So we've got 5 minutes to wrap this meeting up. Now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to. So I have the vibration one. I think Rhiannon has the cube. Artemisia has the cube that is voice activated.
Stong slowly turns his head in slow-mo and looks at Artemisia then, and he gives her the nod.
The nod.
Well, if it's voice, she can put it down, right?
But yeah, I can assume that you can move them still. I think the only one which would be tentative is the vibration one.
Yeah. Okay. So she's setting the cube on the floor. She's not really looking at Stong. She's just sort of like, okay, if we gotta get away from it, let's have it sort of down on the floor.
Well, Stong jumps on it, thinking that it was going to go off, but then it doesn't go off, so he's just lying on it. And he's like, well, it passes the pressure test. It doesn't. I guess it only goes off for the trigger.
Right? See, they're wonderfully made devices.
Oh yes, the quality is exceptional.
You said $1 million gold?
Yeah.
Yes, what a fantastic word. I'd hate to think the opposite.
How about I will give you 100,000 to make us the exclusive buyers right now, guaranteed. To keep it out of the hands of our enemies.
Oh, a lockdown contract. Interesting.
While Rogar is talking, Artemisia is going to start casting telekinesis.
Oh. So the hourglass one starts to glow a little bit.
Nope.
Does the spell complete?
Stong turns over to Artemisia, gives her the nod, and he jumps on the glowing one.
Rogar prepares regeneration.
Oh God.
I assume this one also doesn't go off. So Stong is like, well, this one also seems to, it passed the pressure test.
Yes, yes. Well, now you're kind of trivializing the whole point of me being here, which was I was going to hold you all hostage. But how good are the bombs?
Oh,
He
they're
starts sweating
fantastic.
from his brow and into his doublet. It's getting very soggy.
Well, so if the telekinesis spell can be completed, his feet are no longer on the floor.
Oh, really?
Now we're going into PvP, I guess. Yes. This is what's-
We'll go very light, but yeah, Nono begins to float up in the air. I guess just slowly levitating off the
Well,
floor. At your will.
towards the flashing bombs.
Well, leave me closer to the briefcase. I can unwire. Oh God, I can unwire them from there.
Okay, over to the
that would be
briefcase.
good.
Then.
I
Okay,
think that would be preferable. Although, all threats against our lives aside, I can
Yes.
think of a few places where I'd be more than willing to offer 150,000 gold if you planted some of these in random spots, your choice, in a certain warren of tunnels and secret temple down under the city.
Oh, but what about the load-bearing statues?
I've
Oh,
never
no.
liked.
We do have to worry about the
temples.
load-bearing statues. Well, that one already got collapsed, though, didn't it?
But are
So-
there others? I mean, considering
Are
Westgate
there
and
others?
its construction techniques, can you be
Maybe-
sure there are not others?
Well,
Just make
if
yourself
you can.
make yourself the exclusive buyer, and then you can put them wherever you want.
Oh yes, we'll do
True.
that.
That's true.
But what
I
I'd
could
say
find
is that I'd give you one fuse for 150.
Wait, one fuse
You know what?
for
One-
150,000?
One patent for a fuse.
Mm.
Oh, so just
Okay.
one of
So-
the types of fuses.
Exactly. I mean, there's many
Yeah.
out there. But say that magical one. Now, this one's the one we've been working on for quite some time.
Are they all deactivated now? Is that what happened? You floated over and deactivated them all?
He has he's done like a little. He rotated a dial, and all the glowing stuff. It's not so much that they've been deactivated, but the glowing has subsided quite significantly. It's almost as if he's turned down the effects.
Ooh.
Well, which one do you think would be the best to plant around a certain vampire lord's bedroom?
Vampires, magical creatures. Hmm?
Mm.
The vibration one, if he's using the bedroom properly, but
Gods below, I hope not.
Just hide them all under the bed and just wait.
I know who he has his eyes on. I don't want him using that bed at all.
I'll make you a counter offer.
The egg one is still ticking.
We
just
got
let it
5
tick for a
minutes.
I'll make you a counter offer. I'll give you 50,000 gold if you will take that many bombs and plant it underneath Lilton's house.
Actually, you know what? I like that better. I'll add my 100,000 to his.
150,000 worth of bombs underneath Lilton's house.
Well, how can I refuse? We're not selling anything but our pure demolition service.
Deal.
But
then?
anyway, I think that's a deal.
All right.
Excellent.
So he's going to rush
Shake
forward,
on
go for the handshake, and as he does, he's just going to go no, and he's going to kick the urchin, and he's going to cast his prestidigitation, and he's going to set off all the bombs, except this time they only go off in little fireworks. As it was simply a display of the fuses, not so much
It's like, well, thank you. I never intended any harm to any of you. I just wanted to raise the stakes, you could say.
I respect the initiative.
Question: if we were to award you the $1 million prize, could we have exclusive patent to all of the fuses?
Oh, well, I say, I'll definitely give you the 4 today.
Piece.
And possibly one secret one we've been working on.
And how many do you have in
Ooh.
total?
Well, our company is really the R&D side of things. So, I'd say if you invested in the company, we could produce a new range by the end of next quarter.
How many do you currently have?
We've got the patent for 2, and we're currently holding the technology for 5.
Got it. All right.
Well,
And what are the patents held at? Like, is there an office someplace that has these patents?
now that's a very interesting. His eyes suddenly narrow. It's like, I'm not sure I'm going to reveal that information for.
And then he's like,
now.
Sturridge, get out of my ear.
But I tell you what, we've done a deal. I've got some things to plant, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys soon. By the way, our card is on the inside of all the shards that remain around the room.
Oh, Artemisia, we should have got the cleaning bot after this interview.
But then I'd have no carpet left.
Your poor parlor.
Wilgar's just finished mending it. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for coming and pitching this interesting idea to us, Nono Yessm.
No, it's a pleasure. Yes, my dad's an asshole.
Aren't
Fair.
they all?
All right, well, we'll deposit the gold with you. We'll give you a promissory note, and we will see you around. I'm sure we'll run into you again at some point.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
He's gonna skip out the door merrily, and then he can just kind of come back in and grab his briefcase and slowly haul it out.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for coming.
Do you want to take a short break between?
Yeah. Right now is when we're going to schedule the break. So we will be back. We're going to run a quick ad, and then we'll be back in about 10 minutes, where we have Simeon, your accountant.
Oh,
On deck.
Oh, I'm a little scared. All right.
See you soon.
Welcome back.
Yes, and we're back. So before we get to the next guest, I just want to do a quick reminder for everybody that we have 2 giveaways going on right now. One is for a paperback copy of the book Yimmer by Rich Larson. You can enter that using the command !enter. That's going to be North America only. If you do not win here this time on the stream, at the end of the stream, you can also hop into our Discord where you get another chance to win Yimmer via the giveaways channel. The other giveaway that we are doing is a set of dice of your choice from phoenixdice.com's website. And that also comes with 1 dice tray. And this time it is open to anybody in the world. And the command for that is !ticket in the chat. So enter, ticket. And with that, let me just double check that our next guest is ready. It is going to be Simeon, your accountant, our accountant. Okay. Hello, Simeon, are you there?
I'm here. The other side.
Do you, okay, so what do we see? So the door is closed, the goblin has left, the odor, the faint odor of gunpowder is in the air.
Well, Simeon is, again, you're familiar with Simeon. He comes in, he's wearing his normal, a little overdressed, if you will. Thinks that it's just fine with a nice brocade vest on. He's still holding his green cap in his hand, kind of fiddling with it as he goes. He has a large ledger tucked under his arm.
Uh-oh.
Good.
He's glancing around at the various repairs that have been around, and it's almost like he's adding up in his head as he's looking at various uses.
I think all of us look like we've just been caught by our parent. Oh, Simeon.
Artemisia says, I found us a source of building materials at cost.
Yes. Thank you. That's very nice. And it just luckily is not much more than I had already invested in that facility, but that's fine. It's good.
Are you here to pitch us your idea for 1,000,000 gold coins?
Well, I definitely can. I mean, I had originally thought maybe I'd already had some control of that, since that's kind of what you hired me for. But that's okay. We'll review this. It's kind of, I'm not sure why I wasn't invited in the first place to review what we'd already been doing with this money and what's left of that money anyway.
Well, the irregulars are like a family, and we all like sometimes take the load off of each other. Like we don't always. One person doesn't have to do everything all the time. So we thought you've been working so hard with our money that maybe we would take some of the load off and do some things for you.
Besides,
Jay has her own sources.
Yeah, and
That's
besides,
very nice. That's nice, Master Dwarf. Why don't I go ahead and see later on if I could go ahead and hook you up with some dating service somewhere. Then take some of the load off you for a while, huh?
Okay.
besides,
I think he's got us there, Rogar.
I know personally, I thought you might need some time to recover after that whole thing with the orcs and the weird temple. That whole thing.
I like you, Simeon, but not like that. Just so to be clear.
Oh, Master Rogar, I don't think you quite understand me at all.
Okay.
That's okay. Don't worry about that. Okay. And Mistress Shay, I do really appreciate your help with those things. I am, after all, more of a while I may be a cleric of Joaquin, I'm the clerical work I prefer is in an office environment, not going through dungeons and such. That's just a little more, hands-on-y, especially their hands on me. I don't like very much.
Okay, Simeon. I know you're really good at counting our money, so tell us what your idea is to actually make us money.
Well, if you look at the work that I've already been doing with that money, you'll see that I've already been investing quite a lot of it, and we have managed to make some money, and we've been going just fine on that. First of all, let's talk about a little bit of where the money has been going. I mean, not counting the numerous repairs to Briar House. Closing off that dead end that used to lead to the sewers, and then the new entrance to Lady Amacare's new work area, expanding the gate work to allow the hut, as you call it, to get in and out of the gardens. That takes work. That extra dimensional space that Master Gleer had me add to the attic. Yep, that's all important stuff.
Oh, and also this carpet here needs to. We need a new version of this carpet in the parlor.
Yeah. That's actually one of those things that I actually have a weaver on the Chow district is actually gonna do some work for us on a number of these carpets, and I guess I'll just add this right onto that list.
Oh, I amended it. There's a beautiful heart now, right in the middle of the pattern.
Yeah,
and don't forget
that's
don't forget paying off city officials to forget that this house isn't where it used to be.
Yeah, the number of people that I had to work with to be able to clear all of the different ownership on this property, the other property, the house itself. It's been very interesting on how we had to go through all that stuff. And,
But I know
yes, there was expenses on that.
You've been working very hard, Simeon. We understand that, but let me ask you, what is your dream? Like if you wake up sometimes and you've had this beautiful dream of this thing that you would do if you had all the gold in the world, and what would that be?
Well, that's a good question. It's good. I'd have to look at the work that we're doing in the Temple District right now. You see, after that Dreadnought attack wiped out that whole big new temple of Torm that they were building, and or Dawnbringer, I can't remember which one it was, but Joaquin really supports commerce, really supports people getting in there and building things and all that. So what I was looking at was a new promenade to Joaquin dedicated in that area, possibly. Not one of those big multi-story indoor type things. Those are so old, outdated now. Those are pre-spell plague. But looking at something more of an open air market with just a small temple in the middle and a bank, of course, because that's obviously where she wants to go. That's really the kind of things we need to be working on. That new temple that you, Master Rogar, have been working on to all the Dwarven Pantheon and all that's been very nice and lovely, but it is quite expensive to haul that much gold in just to be able to put one more statue to a Dwarven god. So those are things we got to do. The charity work you've been doing to support every single dwarf in the city, it seems, and that's kind of been draining on our resources also some, but we're managing that. That's fine.
So
some
what
of
you're
the other
saying
things
is you
I'm
would
sorry?
take our. So what you're saying is you would take our 1,000,000 gold and then pay the bills that we owe with it.
well, it's not exactly 1,000,000 gold anymore, actually, but that's okay. There's borrowing and all that we can make to work for this. But yes, turning that money into more money, including paying off your current debts, would really be helpful. Yes, that would be a good start.
So you want
for
to
instance-
create a gold machine that when you put gold in, it makes more gold.
That's one way to explain it to someone like yourself, Master Rogar. Yes, that's very well.
Oh, I like the idea of this gold
That's
machine.
a gold machine seems a really good investment.
Wait.
But it wouldn't be a direct gold machine. It would be an indirect machine. For instance.
Oh, so you
right
throw
now,
the gold without looking at it, sort of a thing?
Something like that. Master
Let's go
Song's
with
music.
that.
Let's take that. For some reason lately, there's been a great demand on Master Song's music. So
Did you say for some reason?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why they're suddenly now a big.
Have you
there
heard
should have
that?
always
It's
been one.
incredible.
Yeah, it always should have been there. But anyway,
Right.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay.
We've been having to print this up, and to do that, we're paying the Wonderbringers Temple to produce that. We need to bring in our own printing press, buy that, and start printing out our own, so that we can go ahead and start selling them at a little bit more profit.
Wait. This printing press prints gold.
It would print your music, which could be sold for gold.
Oh, we had a chap in earlier who's going to build us like a library temple thing in the city that'll be able to produce that.
Yeah.
So we're right. We've already got that covered.
Yeah, I thought you were proposing a gold making machine.
Yeah. So
not exactly.
how does the gold making machine work?
Just you're gonna have to kind of trust me in my background on some of this stuff. But getting back to the printing press.
Oh, so it's like
if we can do that kind of thing, set up our own printing house. I mean, I'm not talking anything as like fancy as Time Waterdeep or anything where I used to work, but something a little smaller. We could gain some extra potential income for things like printing chapbooks. If we knew any authors who might be producing chapbooks, we could be making some money on producing those as well.
No, those seem to make Cecilia really mad. Chapbooks.
Well, yeah, I get that.
We need to get her involved, you see.
Oh, okay.
So then we will publish
one. She has some creative license.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, Shay. What do you think about a gold making machine? That sounds pretty cool, though, doesn't it?
I mean, it does sound cool. I'm interested in these.
Artemisia is looking at you like help support me.
Yeah. Well, it certainly would need to. I do think, especially in terms of the chat books and the things like that. Yeah, I think maybe getting Cecilia with more control over that aspect would probably be good.
Right.
Given
but
that
we'd have to work it out with the the authors to make sure they're getting what they need out of it also. You want to curtail their artistic license, right?
Right.
That's true. The trick is finding the author.
Oh yeah. We'd have to search far and wide, I'm sure, to find someone with that kind of skill.
Well, I have a locate creature spell.
Oh, I meant finding the one that's finding the ones that actually already exist. But
that's what I was thinking too. But okay. So anyway,
Well-
so that's one possible investment. Another side,
And the
Something
chapbook
that-
would have instructions on how to use the gold making machine.
I thought that we'll cover that when the time comes for that.
Yeah. Don't worry
printing
about the
out-
gold making machine.
Yeah, printing out copies of Happy Earthquakes. Your holy
Oh.
There you go,
that
Rover.
would also
There you go.
be very important right now, since you are
Very important.
handing out every copy you get for free, and that's kind of costing us a lot of money right now. So if we could turn
There's-
that around and actually break even on it, even that would be really nice.
Can you put a price on love?
Some people can actually. There are entire industries built on it.
Oh, that's right.
You might want to explain that to him a little later on.
What are you
That's
implying?
all you, Artemisia.
That's kind of rude.
Anyway, so another good investment would be on a wine and exotic food stuff importing and all that. Right now our business up with the fire snails, actually producing fire snails, is our biggest moneymaker right now. Not counting, of course, the music we're selling. But-
Shay should be in charge of that. She knows all about exotic drinks. She makes this amazing pineapple ale thing that I love with little umbrellas.
That would be very good.
That's fair.
And this would also help us curtail problems like I got some very large invoices from the gentleman down at the wine shop. It seems that Lady Cecilia was in there several times. Well, I thought all of you were out of town, but she came in and had a gold cloak or something on her back and ordered like hundreds of cases of Jewel. I have no idea what exactly she was trying to do with that, but if we could give a little money on the import, that would be good.
Okay,
Oh,
Simeon, I've heard enough. I'm
Aye.
willing to make you an offer. I'm going to offer you the amount of money that it would take to pay my share of the bills. And then, what I'm really interested in, though, is a gold making machine. I will give you 150,000 gold pieces.
I will give you 155,000 gold pieces.
If you were to give me that money and just trust me, I will come back with your gold at a later date. As long as you can also
need to see the gold being made. Too many people have taken advantage of me all my life.
You said it wasn't
I
indirect. I think
understand.
it's like a black box thingy, like those black
It
boxes.
is. It's one of those things that we can't just let everybody in on the secrets, or they'll be out making their own, and the value of gold will go down.
That's true.
Then we'll have a recession. And then we'll have all sorts of problems. No, you don't want me to go into those details.
Yeah, you better just trust him. I trust Simeon. In fact,
Yeah.
I would like to offer him a raise.
That's very nice of you to offer that. But as we covered before,
That's your
I
offer.
don't actually make a whole lot of money from you, but that's okay. My investments make far more. As I've
Thank
said,
goodness.
I've set myself up to be independently wealthy, working for people that I don't even know who they are anymore. But that's okay. That's just part of the joy of being a specialized accountant.
Wait,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Shay, Illira probably would want in on the gold making machine too.
About that one, yeah, that's another very important one to bring up. Thank you. I received a very substantial bill from Lady Illira. Something about for supplies and damages for the Purple Lady. It would appear an Averail by the name of Aravan took up residence there, waiting for your return, and he seemed to start partying like he was Elminster himself. Then he was joined, I guess, by a red-eyed, white-haired elf named Zarkan, and they seemed to know each other. And the parties, it was amazing. The Eye of Justice itself got involved, and it took 2 days to get them out of the building.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm still not exactly sure why Lady Illira thought that we should get the bill for this, but I trust her judgment.
I can think of the reasons, but carry on.
Hey, you didn't warn me.
So that's a yes then? You
it
accept
slipped my
Storm and
mind.
Eyes?
It's,
Wow.
I accept the offer of giving me exactly the money I already control to let me do what I need to do with it. Yeah, thank you very much. That's very generous of you.
Was it
Given-
the offer?
No.
Given
Okay.
that,
Oh, go ahead, Shane.
given that, enough of Lady Illyra's money, I think, is bound up in all of this tonight. And I do believe that with a bill from her on the line, I probably should abstain on this one. It wouldn't do to pay her bill with her money.
That would be very reasonable. Yep. That's true.
And Artemisia is like, Simeon, I agree that with the money that we're already giving you, those are some very good things to do. Very well thought out. Thank you.
Good.
We are lucky to have you.
That's kind of what I was hoping. And then in the future, if you could, maybe just kind of clue me in on that you're suddenly thinking you have a lot of gold that you can spend. Check with me first. That'd be really, really helpful.
Simeon.
We
Simeon.
promise.
Why
I
would we
want
check
to
with you?
amend my offer to you, Simeon. How much do you make per year? How much does Artemisia pay you?
Well, as I said, it's more for I do it for the joy of getting the
So
job
how much?
done.
You're an accountant. Just spit it out. You know numbers.
Wait, are you being paid an exposure?
Well, actually, it's more of hiding from exposure. More what I'm looking for.
Oh,
Some
fair.
of the people that are that I've worked with in the past or worked against in the past, might still be kind of looking for me, and I kind of like being right here, far away from them, and staying that way.
Okay, so you're saying that you're being paid in protection.
That would be a closer way to put it. Yep. That's reasonable.
Okay. I will buy out that protection. I will buy everything and increase it by 20%. I will offer you 20% more protection. But in return, you and your gold machine belong to me, and you only work for me from now on.
But Stong, I have such a close relationship with Simeon.
And I have more of an issue that he's also taking me away from my own money that I'm controlling. So I have to be able to work for myself too. That's kind of the way the business works.
So you see, like, Stong had like this mad glint in his eyes, and upon saying that, like, he sort of like snaps out of it. He calms down, and he's like, "You're right. What did I just try to do? Numbers just make me angry sometimes. Just unleash my.
You gotta focus on friendship, our friendship with each other.
I just go mad.
And with Simeon.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that is. A lot of people have those kind of challenges. Me, I think numbers are totally beautiful, and I look at them the way that Rogar looks at pretty much everybody. Yep.
Okay, Simeon, I retract all my offers. I'm sorry that I tried to tempt you away from Artemisia.
That's just fine. So you're gonna instead leave me the money I was controlling.
Rogar?
To control
No.
myself?
I took away all my offers.
Oh, I get
It has
now.
to be clean slate.
Yeah.
No, Rogar. No, Rogar.
No, he match makes numbers. I get it now.
Okay.
Okay. Sure, we'll go with that. I thought you were. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there.
Okay. So, was that all the offers to Simeon?
I think that is.
Aye.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming, Simeon. We'll talk to you next time. See you later. So the door closes.
we will not. Yes.
You hear some muffled protest from behind the door, but you have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah.
And yes, we expect to see lots of gold from the gold machine that he's not using. Right. Okay.
Right.
I was so looking forward to that gold machine too.
No.
Okay. What'd you say, Artemisia?
Nothing.
So, our last person that's up is named SM. So,
Ta-da! It's me. It's me.
Wait, what?
I have an idea. If you'd like to hear it.
Oh, of course.
And she'll hop out of the chair and kind of, step up in front.
Gasp! Shay Darksong, you're SM? Oh my god! Whoever
Yes,
would have
indeed.
seen this coming?
I mean, the initials don't quite match. You'd have to know my actual name for that. But regardless, I have an idea. Song, your music has gone to be known far and wide and enjoyed by many, many interesting people, I'm sure. But why not capitalize on that? Particularly, it does seem to be enjoyed by those youthful at heart. Well, what I propose is it's not quite a restaurant, more of an experience. I call it Donkey Stong's Musical Menagerie and Cheesy Flatbread Parlor.
Tell me more.
Well, patrons would arrive and be serenaded by your music being played by a group of automatons designed to look like you and others, perhaps others of the Irregulars, contracts regarding personal images pending, and I do have a proof of concept if you'd like.
Oh, yes. I mean, Artemisia Rogar. Do you like cheesy bread in my music?
I mean,
okay,
Two
great.
of my
Let's go.
favorite things.
Yeah, show us the prototype.
She'll go and open the door, and this kind of really no, I wouldn't call it crude, but this kind of awkward, it kind of resembles Stong, golem thing would kind of march in. It's got a little lute, and it's just like animatronic stuff.
Oh, it looks just like me, guys.
And see, it moves, it plays music.
Just
I'm
like
sure it would
me.
have a pre-selected rotation of songs that would play every 20 minutes or so.
Just like me.
Including such hits as Jiggle Jiggle Bounce.
That's my song.
And the best part of it all is that, it tested very well with the children that we showed it to. And I've been told that it won't go mad and murder anyone again.
Just like me. Oh my god, it's uncanny.
Do children have lots of gold? Is that what the idea is?
No, their parents.
No, their parents do.
Oh.
And see, they could come and they leave their little brats, their children there for an extended period of time, I'm sure. And there's the food and the music, and I'm sure there'd be other forms of entertainment you could put inside. But yes, it would be a good way to get your music out there more. You could I could see these in everywhere, from every city, from here to Waterdeep.
So children like to throw balls to each other, play games, sort of sports. What if there were many balls, just that we gathered so that they could have all these balls and perhaps pick them up and play with them? Because children they like that sort of thing, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
We could store it in some kind of
Hole.
A quarry.
hole.
A quarry.
There we go.
Take the old quarry
A
and fill it with
ball quarry.
A giant ball sack. A ball hole.
Oh no.
Sorry, that went
You might need
unexpected directions. Let's stay with quarry.
you might
Yeah,
need
the
drains in
quarry.
the bottom in case they go pee in there, but I like the idea.
It's a good idea. I'm sure that you could always flesh it out with different cast of these automaton characters. Because obviously you'd need other members of your little band. I'm sure they don't have to be real people. We could make something up. But yeah, I see the potential.
And the cheesy flatbread, that seems smart to me. It seems a low brow food. I don't know that I would enjoy it, but children, it seems the sort of thing they would
They'll
like.
eat anything.
I mean, honestly, yeah. You put cheese on anything, and a child will. I once when I was growing up here, I once put cheese on a boot. So it was still a boot, but the cheese was good.
The only problem for me usually is like if I eat cheesy bread and listen to Stong's music at the same time, I'm never sure which one is making me gassy. But like, I suppose that's probably fine for kids. They like just find that stuff funny. So,
Yeah.
It's true, yeah. So, if you had the million gold, break it down for me. Like, how many of these automatons could we make? How many of these locations? How much of it would go towards cheesy bread? And how many locations would you open in Westgate versus the realm?
Well, I mean, start small. You start with one location in Westgate, perhaps, but maybe open a second one in some place, populous, some place that might have a good traffic from both locals and visitors, of course. Obviously, Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate come to mind. Did did Neverwinter ever stop being awful? Uh, um, but regardless, I think at least with a million, I think could open maybe 2, 3 locations at most to start.
That's quite expensive.
Yes, the automatons cost a lot of money, and a lot of time went into figuring out how to not make them murder people. You'd think it'd be easy, but apparently automatons are just prone to doing that sometimes. I don't get it.
Apparently, they're all made by Dr. Fickerstein, and they just all like.
Well, once when we were battling the Winter Wish Giver, I think it was, there were these little tiny figurines of all of the irregulars. And what if there was like instead, they could watch the giant automaton stone, but then they could buy and take away like a little automaton stone that would play music, and then it would spread. Like they would take that with them when they leave the city, and
that's a
everybody
good
would hear his
idea.
music, and everybody would be like,
Oh, I
"Where
like
did you
that.
get that? That's so cool!" And they'll be like, "At what's it called? Donkey Stones
Donkey Stong's Musical Menagerie and Cheesy Flatbread Parlor.
rolls off
rolls
the
off
tongue."
Yeah, I like the little automaton idea is great. 10% of the size, 10% of the murder. It's good. It's good. So
Yes. We'd
let
have to
me
make it
ask.
so we'd have to
And
make it
maybe a
pet
little
safe.
Rogar too that could tell them about Sharindlar. But yeah, I think this is a great idea.
I think that the Rogar one would have to be available only when parents are ready to have their child have that talk about Sharindlar. But yes.
So, like I said before, I don't just like to invest in the product or the service. I like to invest in the people. So what makes you the right person to open a child playground and cheesy bread emporium fun parlor? Thank you. Oh no. Are you frozen? I thought Allie was just like
thinking.
Deep thinking. Or she's got the best.
The worst part is I can still hear you.
Oh, yeah,
there
you're back.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we were all children once, and I grew up here on the street. I've been around a lot of children, mostly children, at least originally, but
I was once a child. I know all children. Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's only been
what was Child Shay like?
I picked a lot of pockets. I stole some pies once. That didn't go over well.
Okay. Should we have like a pocket picking game at the Emporium?
I mean,
if that's what kids like to do.
I mean, that could be interesting. And obviously, this wholesome venture could easily be used as a fairly inoffensive option for perhaps other business dealings that might need to happen elsewhere. And, or say you get some money from adventuring and you need to make it clean.
Oh. So you wash. So there'd be like a sink in the back where you could wash your gold.
Yes, yes, there would be something in the back to wash the gold. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. We'd have a gold making machine and a gold washing machine. I think we're pretty good. Oh, we probably need a gold drying machine. If we can find someone to do that, I think we'd have all our bases covered.
The robot cleaned everything, it seemed like.
That's true.
As
This
long
is
as the
amazing.
fire doesn't melt it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
that's fair.
That's true.
There could be all sorts of little games too that they could play. Get little tickets to exchange for really
Okay.
crudely made prizes.
Oh,
Mm.
I like that idea.
Ooh, what kind of games? Like, describe a couple.
Clearly, she's not quite at that conceptual stage.
You
Okay,
can just roll
still
a skill
working it
check
out.
if you
Yeah.
want. Just
Well,
roll
if
a skill
we
check
had
if you-
one for like one game that represents like each of the irregulars, that might be kind of fun.
That could be
So
fun.
like the
That could
pocket
be
picking
fun.
one could be like for Sturge maybe, or like I don't know, or not, or there could be like I don't know what would be a good one for Artemisia, like a dress design game or something, or like a.
Well, I would, but like Pretty Princess like actually exists, and I'm like, what could be a deeper nadir
Oh,
to childhood games than that? So
what about a game where you have like a little illusion Artemisia and you try to dodge all the toxic boyfriends in the path and you try to get to like the dragon charming at the end.
Hey.
There's like a
Ooh,
charming
okay.
dragon prince at the very end.
That could work. That could work. There could be for Sturge. There could be a little box, right? And it would have a little disembodied hand, little mage hand that you could try to lower and pull up a prize.
Yeah.
Oh, a little
exactly.
mage hand that you control with. Oh, that's brilliant! I love that.
And then sometimes the hand would probably keep the prize, but I mean that's
Sure.
That's totally true. Yeah.
If it's magic,
Oh my
magic,
God.
it keeps it.
Oh my God. Yeah, like you think you put in a gold coin and then like 10 are missing from your pouch when you check later. Okay,
Right?
that's perfect. Okay, I've heard enough. I'm ready to make you an
Aye.
offer.
all right.
So, I love this idea. I love the bread. I love the games. You know, I'm not biased at all because it is based upon me, Stong, and all the things that I seem to enjoy
Oh
and
no,
love.
not at all. Not at all. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm playing to your ego or anything.
In 100% unbiased opinion and in 100% unbiased valuation, I am prepared to offer you 350,000 gold pieces, which is, by my calculation, the price of one of those centers. And I want you to open one and test this concept here in Westgate. But I will only give this money to you if you complete this one particular quest within a year.
What quest is that? Or is it?
Well, you'll find out later. In a one shot that I really want to set up.
You know what? I'll take it.
Okay.
I can't really beat that.
Cool. I can help with the flatbread recipes too. Dwarves love flatbread. We have. You can make it with wood.
No stone.
Oh,
No stone in the flatbread.
No stones.
but it's so filling. It's good for
No.
growing children. It makes them strong.
No,
Puts
no,
hair
Eric.
on their tongues and hair on their chins and hair on their. Okay, but
Okay, are
So
there
now
any
all
other...
the
Artemisia, Rogar, was that it? Are there any other offers to share?
I think I'm
I
just
think
excited
I think
to
it's
support you.
important that you are the one who backs this. I
Okay.
won't stand in your way.
Yeah.
Shay, do you have any other offers to yourself?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Do you want me to offer you Illyra's money on her behalf?
Oh, no, I think that would be fine. I probably should
Okay.
tell her about the others. But anyway,
Okay.
With that, Stong shakes Shay's hand, and the deal is closed. And we must retreat in order to deliberate as to who the winner will be. We've heard all the pitches for the night.
Oh,
There's nobody else waiting in line.
But what do we do now that Shay is one of the pitchers?
Well, I'm sure she'll have a completely unbiased opinion, and we will figure it out in the deliberations.
Yes.
All right.
But thank
So-
you.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, thank you to all the viewers who came and signed up and joined us tonight. That was like a super, super awesome lineup, and I had a ton of fun meeting and chatting with everyone.
Yeah, great job, everyone, with your pitches and rolling with it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love the variety of stuff that we got. I thought people did like really great characters, really great scenarios.
Yeah.
I love like the madcap fun. Also, the stuff that was like kind of shady was also really. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all good. That's all the time we have. I start.
Yep.
Okay. It's weird when you're not the DM because it's like, oh, maybe there's more coming. So that's all the time we have. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our moderators, some of whom were voices and some who were on the screen with us, and some of whom could make it tonight. We love them all. And I've been Rhiannon Held, and you can find me on Twitter at Rhiannon Held. You can find my books. I write urban fantasy under Rhiannon Held and space opera under RZ Held. Idyllion is the first 4 novellas in that series, or Pure Motives is the 5th. I think it's gone through in the chat. That's my next one. So check those out and check out our website if you want to find out books from any of our regulars.
Hi, I'm Ying Wang. Actually, just skip me for now because I need to actually run. I'm putting in a poll. What I'm actually going to do right now is maybe the people who are who are the viewers, can help us narrow this down, and we will take your vote into account as well. And also, in the meantime, if you are joining late and you have not entered yet, ! Enter for your chance to win a copy of the book Yimmer by Rich Larson, North America only, or ! Ticket to enter for a chance to win a set of dice of your choice or 1 dice tray from phoenixdice.com. I'm about to close those and pick the winners as well after this poll. Randy.
Hey, I'm Randy Henderson. I'm an author, and I'll be popping in and out of the stream in the future. And thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out our website where you can find info on all the characters and the NPCs and lots of cool info there. And then check out our Discord if you're already a member, or come join us and chat. Join the community. We're a wonderful group of folks talking about gaming and writing and hobbies and life, and it's a great place to be. So check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Shay, so the poll is up, but Allie, Shay, tell us, who are you? Where can people find you? What have you been up to?
Well, I'm Alexander Pitchford. I'm a writer and game designer, as I mentioned previously. You can generally find me on in the Discord as Shay, or you can find me on Twitter at Lexi Phoenix. I presently have a short story and an anthology that is up on Kickstarter called Never Too Old to Save the World, and I have a Patreon where I will be releasing a chapter as often as I can of the novella that I'm working on. And I've also released one of my first short stories, Droma Station, for my patrons on there as well. So I'll throw up the links again. But yeah, that is me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So I'm about to close the entries for the copy of Yimmer. And then we are going to pick a winner. And that is going to be McShizman. Congratulations, McShizman! I will message you. HEB Fickerston was the doctor who had the really shady robots that clean things up / like destroyed them. And then let's see. The dice and dice tray from Phoenix Dice will be Beatball. Congratulations, Beatball! I will message you both on Twitter. Not Twitter. What am I talking about? We're on Twitch. We're on Twitch. I'll message you on Twitch. And we'll figure out how to get you those prizes.
Oh yeah, let's just run down. You got the names up there, but it's leak. So Karias the Oathbound, his pitch was The temple
library.
and the
The
library.
library.
Yeah.
It was a
HEB
library, not a temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then HEB Fickerston was the mechanical spiders.
Yep.
Cleaning spiders. Euclid was
The quarry.
Quarry.
the quarry. Simeon was the gold making machine. Wink, wink.
Slash paying our own bills with
paying
our
our
own money.
bills.
Eh.
And Nono Yessm was a variety of patented
Bomb
bombs.
fuses.
Bomb
I
fuses.
like the
Looks like
bombs.
the
Those were
spiders have
clever.
Yeah, and it looks like
Yeah.
the crowd likes the spiders. Simeon came in close second, actually.
Pay
Yeah,
our bills.
Yeah, pay our damn bills with our damn money. Okay. Well, thank you once again for everyone who joined us today.
Do we know yet what next week is, or is it going to be a
Oh!
surprise?
I can just tell you what next week is going to be. So next week, we're going to be playing a one-shot with some guest players. It is going to be based around one of the characters inherits a coffee shop along the docks of Westgate, and then shenanigans.
Ooh, excellent.
Okay, yeah, so stay tuned for that. I think so far we have guest players Trevor Bettis, Kathleen from Loading Ready Run, and D&D Jordan Lee. So
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
we will see you all for that next week.
Well, until next time, may your dice rolls and your word count be equally high.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Bye.